Are the home prices falling? We're going to be going over all of that in this video, and it's coming up right now. For things to do and sights to see, this is Live Great TV, and I'm your official host of Living Great in Grand Rapids and the West Michigan area. My name is Vaughn. Greathouse. Hey, if you want to know more about the Grand Rapids area and what it's like to live, work, and have fun, make sure you hit that subscribe button, slap that notification bell, at least hit the like button so you don't miss out on all the brand new videos that I'll be putting out each and every week, because I love putting these videos out for you. But even more than that, as a licensed real estate agent in the state of Michigan, I love helping you make that transition to the West Michigan area. So I have my number above. I have a book a consultation or a free discovery call with me specifically right below in the description. And with that being said, let's just get right into it. I am really interested in this real estate market. Now, there's a lot of talk in regards to the mortgage rates that are going up. The home prices are going up. This real estate market, if you're keeping your eye on it, you know there are some things that are going on that you probably, depending on what side of it you're on, you might not be okay with, but at the same time, there's always an opportunity inside of every market. Now, I speak to a lot of people who are considering coming over to the West Michigan area, and some of the biggest concerns that they're asking are, how is the Grand Rapids market? Are prices going up? Are they going down? Like, how's the inventory? Is it hard to get an offer accepted? These are real concerns. And especially if you're in a market where it's really expensive and you're trying to at least downsize something to be more modest or something more practical, and you're looking at areas such as the Grand Rapids area, it's going to give you that bang for your buck. I talk about it in all of my videos, to where Grand Rapids is the perfect big little town that people are interested in moving to. There's some other hubs, there's some other areas that people are interested in, but Grand Rapids is definitely a spot that's on the map. People are excited about it. People are interested in knowing what they can get. Some people from California moved over here, and they were like, this is like a buffet. Legit, we can buy two houses based off the sale of our single family home. And that's a great opportunity, but I always have to explain to the people that actually live in the West Michigan area already, who've been here, it's a tough conversation letting them know that, hey, people are watching the West Michigan area and they're moving here. So what is that doing to the pricing when people from California who sell their $750,000 2-bed, 1-bath ranch house, and then they come here and they look at for the same exact thing for, I don't know, 250,000, just to give you an example. It's really one of those things where moving with strategy, moving with a plan is going to give you that benefit. It's going to help you out as far as you preparing getting your money together, knowing what you're going to walk away with, and being able to get into the house without paying an arm and a leg and giving your firstborn child away, just to get into a house. So what I like to do is go over to the computer and take a look at some of the numbers and read to you what the experts are saying in regards to the West Michigan market, the Grand Rapids market specifically, so you're better prepared. And this is just as of March and April 2022. And as much as I can get this information out to you, I'm here to do that for you. I'm here to get you equipped and, show you what it's like to live great in Grand Rapids. So let's go right over to my computer and check it out. All right, here we go. And my little screen might be in the way, but I definitely want you to take a look at this. At the very top, it says, as far as home sales, nationally, existing home sales recently dropped to a 6-month low, falling 7.2% as buyers struggle to find a home amid rising prices and historical low inventory. So basically what it is here is that you have a lot of people who are really, I mean, ultimately just giving up. Like it's one of those things where after you've put in so many offers, after you've made so many attempts to actually get a house, it's like, how much can I get beat up in this market, competing against cash offers, competing against people who are willing to put those appraisal gaps into it. I always recommend that it goes to your ability and your comfortability. Take a look at what your finances are and your budget, find out what range you can be in, and find out what that house specifically means to you and your family to be in it. If that's the case, don't hold back. Do what you need to do and actually make sure you get a good value, especially if you're going to be there long term. Make sure you put in that offer accordingly. You don't want to be house broke, but you ultimately do want to secure a house, and make sure you're the one of those people who actually gets to secure, where you're going to be at. So let's just go back over here. It's just interesting to see across the country, consumers are feeling the bite of inflation and surging mortgage rates, which recently hit 4.6 in March, according to Freddie Mac, rising 1.4% since January, and the highest rate in more than 3 years. This just clearly shows that the demand for houses, especially in the Grand Rapids area, is going down. It's I mean, it's not going down, but it's happening. That's what I mean by that. So it's really happening here. People are seeing this. They're getting out of those bigger metropolitan cities. They're coming here, and I have to shoot it to you straight. If I try to sugarcoat it, and you're like, no, just tell me how it is so I know how to move. And that's exactly what I do, especially on this channel. So if we're looking at how hot is the Grand Rapids housing market, we're looking at a 91 out of 100 most competitive. And this is according to Redfin. It says here, most homes get multiple offers and often waive contingencies. The average home sells for about 8% above list price and go pending in around 6 days. That's the average. So a lot of homes are getting sold. I literally just did an off-market deal last month where no one knew the seller, that never got advertised. I just knew the buyer, connected them, and we got it done. Hot homes can sell for 16% above list price and go pending in around 4 days. So depending on what house you want, if it's the hottest house on the block, obviously you're not going to be the only one as a buyer who wants to get the house. So you better bring your A game. Otherwise, you're going to be, you're not going to get it. And one thing that, this is kind of funny, I guess. It's like one thing that a lot of real estate agents say is, when you go through a house and you like it, if you got to sleep on it, you're probably not going to sleep in it, because someone yesterday who liked the house as well who slept on it last night, when and the next day you show up, they're going to make that offer. So taking advantage of where this market is, getting what you need to. I always tell people, if you don't need to move, don't move. Don't try to time the market, because no one has a crystal ball as far as what's going to happen. But if you're looking to make that move, now's the time. If you want to wait a year, you can definitely wait a year. But as the value of your home goes up, the value of the house that you want to buy is going up as well. So it's just one of those things. Hey, do what you need to do for for yourself at that time. I can't reiterate that enough. So that's a really important thing to remember. So as we're looking here, like it says, the 16% above for those really nice houses. If we look at the trend here from April 2019, it went up quite a bit over the summer, winter time. Obviously, we're seeing November, October. Now that it's back in March, we're ramping back up higher than we were last year. So this just goes to show what type of market Grand Rapids is, and to help you equip yourself as you're getting ready to get out and about putting some offers in. Housing supply overview. I really thought this was interesting and want to read it with you. Millennials are entering the housing market at a record pace, fueling demand and driving sales prices higher amid an epic housing shortage. Currently, millennials represent 22% of the US population and make up 43% of the current market share, according to a survey done by the National Association of Realtors, with nearly a quarter of the population approaching their peak earning years over the next 2 decades. This new generation of home buyers are expected to have a big impact on the economy and on the housing market in years to come. So these are things to take note of as you're preparing. You're getting into your new home, finding out exactly what it is that you ultimately, what is your objective. So if you're good, like I said, if you're going to end up being there for 10, 15 years, think about that. Think about the people from the outside who are coming in. If you're saying right now, if there's only more people coming to the area, what's that going to do to the value of your home? There's only so many. I always ask people, what do you think's being created more, people or land? So as more people come and the land is what it is, it's finite. I'll show you in here the construction numbers based on what's happening, and these construction people. Let's just take a look at it. I'm gonna let you see what I see. Um, Housing supply overview. This is really interesting, I thought. Let me find it again. Hope you guys are doing great today. Hope everybody's doing good. It's a great Sunday. Let's see what we got. All right, here we go. 12 months increase. Is this the one I was thinking? I got this. Let's see. Here it goes. All right. Oh, there we go. Right here. The U.S. Census Bureau reports housing starts are up. Let's see. According to the National Association of Realtors, builders are working hard to ramp up production. The U.S. Census Bureau reports housing starts are up 22.3% compared to 1 year ago. But higher construction costs and increasing sales prices continue to hamper new home sales despite the high demand for additional supply. So basically, these construction people are having a difficult time keeping up with the demand. I watched another report recently that said that we're behind 4 million homes today. So we're behind 4 million homes. What does that mean? It means that the people who can't get their house, they're going to end up driving the prices of the homes that are already built up. And what other options do construction workers have but to up the price in order to accommodate that demand? So it's really one of those things. If you're going to move, I can't say this enough, now's a great time to purchase. People are seeing the interest rates go up, but if you look at that on a large scale, the interest rates, people were paying 10, 15, 20%, 10, 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, but now it's down to 5%. And another great thing about the interest rates that is an opportunity for you is going to be the fact that you can buy those points down. So if you're like, hey, I'd rather just get a 3% or 4% interest rate, you can buy those points down. So if you have a lot of equity in your house, take that money, put it towards your down payment to buy those points down, so you can actually have a 3% or 4% interest rate on your mortgage. So it's not out of it's not out of the game. You're still able to secure that. You just have to use that equity to put down. So that way, over the long term, you're going to be in good shape. So I definitely wanted to point that out for you again. So going back, it just showing a lot of what you may already know. Across the country, consumers are feeling the bite of inflation and in mortgage interest rates. Like I was saying earlier, if we go back to find out what is the median price in the Grand Rapids area, as we see here from Realtor.com. I use credible sources here. These are great websites. They have a lot of data, and they usually tell it how it is, regardless of what's happening. So Grand Rapids is a city in Michigan, consists of 28 neighborhoods. There are 733 homes currently for sale, ranging from $9,000 to $3 million. I wish I could find that $9,000 house. And it has affordable apartments. 239 249 is the median home price in the area. And we have pretty much everything. I always say this is a perfect little big town. You can find every flavor, every style of what you want in the Grand Rapids area. People really love it here, especially me, if you haven't noticed by now. But let's take a look at the actual numbers as to what is selling and how much is selling. So this is in the greater Grand Rapids area here. You see clearly the 200 to 249 mark is a hot spot. That's the one of the hottest price ranges, 250 to 299, and 300 to 399 is the hottest price range. So if you want to buy between 300 and 400,000, that's where the bulk of the competition is going to be in the West Michigan area. So as you get into the 400,000 and above, the competition, it literally decreases substantially. As 183 homes were sold last year in that price range, or last month in that price range, 76 compared to the next price bracket up. So if you're looking in that range, you can definitely find that bang for your buck in the 400 to 500 range, and you're going to have less competition. One thing that I have noticed in that range is the fact that a lot of the people who bought maybe in 2016, 2017, they bought a while back, and they were ultimately just in a good place. They got a good interest rate. The market had just taken off. They got a good deal on a house, and now they built up all this equity over time. They're having a kid or two or three, since the pandemic, had a kid, and now their family's growing. They want to get out of these places. And now I'm finding that these young families, these millennials, are competing for these $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 houses. And it's real. It's happening. So if you're in that price range, give me a call, book a consultation. I'll tell you exactly what you need to do to get into those houses. And it's definitely an interesting time in the real estate market. But this is the layout here, and then I'll get to some Q&A and see what you got, check in with you all. But this is a West Michigan area. As you can see, Grand Rapids area is one of the biggest, it's the second largest city in Michigan. And then you take this trail down to, this is US 196, goes right down into Holland, right on the lakeshore. You got Port Sheldon, West Olive, Grand Haven. I just did a video with Adam on the Muskegon area, and this is exactly where we were, by Muskegon Lake. We were in this area. We had a ton of fun. I'm definitely going to go back. Thank you for your comments on that last video and just connecting with me. I don't know everything. So as much as I can get out to you and tell you straightforward just how I see it, I got your back when it comes to moving out here. Norton Shores is a lovely area. A lot of people love it. I had some friends, shout out to Chad and Jenna. They moved from Norton Shores and they moved over here to the West Michigan area by Grand Rapids. So this is an exciting time. You can find a deal. Coopersville, like this area, is a lot more rural, but a lot of people like being there because it's close to the lake and it's close to Grand Rapids. And it's a little more country out here, not gonna lie. And Sparta, if you're talking about a low barrier to entry price range, like where you can move and actually get a good deal on a house, a little country out there in Sparta. Anybody from Sparta, Jordan, Lexus, you guys know how it is out there. It's definitely an area that a lot of people have their eye on as well. People love the Comstock Park area. Rockford's super hot, nice high-end homes, but also very just straightforward area. So these are some of the areas